Yo, what's going on, everybody? Shimoki here, and today we're taking a look at the 8.4 bonus update notes, live May 4th. So, this is once again with the update notes. But bonus update notes, not just update notes. But the bonus update notes, they're doing a bunch of spring cleaning, basically detuning all the stuff that's strongest by a little bit, and I like that. I like that. Well, they are gutting one thing, which you'll see. Which definitely needs to be gutted. So yeah, I like what they're doing. The patches bring big changes, and the small patches bring small changes, and most of them helpful. But we'll get into the big patch when we get there. Also, sorry for not uploading. Just absolutely tanked my sleep schedule, so that was fun. But let's get into this patch here. 3 skins. So yeah, these are a thing. They're okay, I guess, but so whatever. So they're finally nerfing Spear of Desolation. This item's been meta for like ever. I mean, it's just such a great little. I mean, it works as either your flat pen item and also as a power spike item, depending on the match, right? Like you could just, if you get ahead early, you go this and you kill absolutely everything within a 5-mile radius, right? So I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So they're only nerfing it by a little bit though. Decreased the cooldown subtracted from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. This item decreases your ult cooldown, basically. So you could see amount of it from the ultimate ability. Yeah. So minor nerf to it. I wish they would do more to this and like make other items better, because this thing's just been around for a long time now. I think 2.5 years. I think. So I'm pretty ready for a change. In terms of like the go-to flat pen item. Next up, they're nerfing Enchile, Ansile, whatever. Thank God. Decreased power from 60 to 50. I don't know why they thought a 60 power 2150 item with protections on it was a good idea. That was some goofballery they did. So they increased the cost by 100 and decreased the power by 10. I think that's a good place to start. I think they just got to be a lot more careful in the future about giving like high power to items with protections on them, because it just sucks for everybody, Like you guys play the game. You know what's up. It's very annoying dealing with warriors and assassins who can just go this, not die to you, and just murk you. And then next up, related to it with the bruiser jungler builds, decrease physical power from 35 to 30, and decrease physical power on the passive from 35 to 30. So an overall nerf to only 60 power instead. Still a decent item, because it is still pretty cost effective, but obviously nowhere near as powerful as that 70 physical power spike, right? Like, that was a little crazy given the cost and the fact that it has protections on it. So I think this is definitely a good thing. It was definitely a way too loaded item, and it just makes the game unfun, for both the bruiser assassin player, because they don't get to do a fun one-shot type of build and be a glass cannon type of thing. And then when you're on the receiving end of it, there's just this bruiser assassin who's eviscerating your health bar and you can't do anything about it. So that's definitely a good thing, I will say. And then Boomba's hammer, they're nerfing this pretty good. They're not nerfing the heal on it, but they are decreasing the overall cooldown from 20% to 10%. That's pretty huge. And removed all physical penetration. Percent pen. Rough. This is rough for this item. Will it still be the go-to starter item? I think we might see Eye of the Jungle make a comeback. I know Eye of the Jungle was pretty good for a little while, and then this bruiser build started becoming a thing where you really wanted to go Boomba's hammer and then get the sustain off of the Boomba's dagger. But I think Eye of the Jungle might make a comeback after this, because I mean they hurt this item pretty bad, honestly. Alright, so now moving on to the gods, and there's a lot to go through. So they're nerfing Gilgamesh. I know a few people thought he was bad. I don't know what they're on, but they need to I don't know. They need to turn the monitors on or something. This god was very good upon release. So decrease the basic attack damage on his 1 from 3.5 to 3% of his max health per hit. Thank God. Yeah, it was doing way too much damage. Like, he just got on you, and you couldn't do anything about it because he just had way too many protections. Well, yeah, so I was right about the tank builds. Like, people built, Bruiser and full tank Gilgamesh. The full damage thing was, something people did on PTS to get some views on YouTube, right? It wasn't a real thing. So I was on the money with, him being more tank-based. And this ability just let him be a tank that did a quintillion damage once he got on you. And then they nerfed his 3 as well. They nerfed the damage on it. So this ability's really not going to do much damage anymore. Luckily, I think, because he already has really high damage. And then increased the cooldown from 15 to 16 seconds. Yeah, it was a little short given how much he benefited from just getting in there. So next up, Tiamat. They don't want to gut this character, clearly, but I think they probably should. She is so annoying to fight against. But they decrease the healing of the large heal. Okay, that's descriptive. Pretty significantly, I would say, from 40 plus 8 per level to 30 plus 6 per level. So that's a pretty significant nerf on this heal. But to be honest, it just feels like something that shouldn't even be there, right? Like, she already has like 15 abilities, and then she just has 2 passives, basically. A little unnecessary. Little bit of a bloated character. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tiamat, but yeah, she's rough. Next up, Tsukuyomi nerf. Definitely warranted, especially with this bruiser. Well, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I am a fan of this nerf because Tsukuyomi is really annoying. But also, they are nerfing that bruiser build that was really good on him. So I don't know about doing it all at once. I think maybe they should have given him one patch, and then like if the post PTS he was still too strong with whatever build becomes the new meta build. If it's more of a pen based build or if it's a retooling of the current bruiser build, then you nerf him. I don't think nerfing him and the build he goes usually was really the best decision because he is a really fun and cool character. So even though he's extremely annoying to play against, but yeah, I don't know. It's not a huge nerf, but well, this one is. If you're using it for the damage mitigation to like get out of dodge, basically. That's pretty rough. 10% damage mitigation less, that's rough. And then decrease the power scaling by 5% per hit. So I think that's overall 20% less. That's pretty rough. They kind of... I mean, does the ability need to be gutted a little bit? Probably. I think it's a little too good. Especially if you go full CDR, it's like 56-second cooldown. So, yeah. I mean, he's too strong, but I don't know. It's a pretty exciting ability, right? It's just, yeah, it was too strong. But, man, he's so cool. But, okay, so they're nerfing Guan Yu. Thank God. This ult is ridiculous. I think, I don't know. They need to rethink the way Guan Yu is existing. maybe just not have his passive affect his ult. I mean, if the ult's going to be... Because this will still be pretty good, right? This will still do a shit ton of damage. Probably more than it should. And you just get it back so quickly as Guan Yu. Because you go a CDR build, and then you get cooldown reduction from your passive with a base amount of seconds, right? Like, it's not percent-based, right? So, since the cooldown is less, and it's by a flat amount of seconds that you reduce the cooldown by, you just get it back immediately. So, I don't know. I don't think his passive should. I think the issue is, I mean, they should nerf the damage too. The damage was way too high, but I think they should also make it so that his passive doesn't affect his ult. So next up, they're really hurting Apollo this patch, which I think is good. Super annoying character to deal with. This has lane pressure, can be super aggressive, can split push for free. I don't love it. So they decreased the stacks gained from damaging an enemy goblin ability from 2 to 1 on his passive, which is great. That hurts his super heavy aggression a little bit. And then decreased the movement speed debuff, buff/debuff, so that he basically like steals move speed, but he doesn't need to steal to get the move speed. You guys know what this ability does. But yeah, they reduced it by 5%, which is pretty significant. So that's good. Also hurts his aggression as well as his safety a little bit, but I mean, he's still pretty safe. But then a massive mana cost. It used to just be 40 mana per second flat, but now it goes 40 to 80 mana per second. Oh my god. So I think what you might see is Apollo players just not level this ability after level 5, like at all. Like they'll just never put a level into it after that. You know, I don't know if because if you're conserving your mana, it's not so bad, but I mean, it's literally doubling the amount that this costs. Like you can't just sit in the air anymore if it's 80 mana per second, right? Like it's already costing you almost all your mana to sit in the air for a little while. So this is super rough. I don't think people are gonna level this ability anymore. Might be wrong about that, but we'll see. So definitely hurting his aggression a lot, and well, this also hurts his aggression too. The nerf on his ultimate. So yeah, big nerfs to his aggression basically. And then Athena, yeah, I think they forgot that like Athena already did a lot of damage. So they reduced the damage on her taunt a little bit, 30 to 20% scaling, and then decreased the base damage as well. Also, Athena jungle became a thing a little bit for a while there, so hey, I was right about that. And then reverted the duration increase, because this was really dumb. Yeah, I don't know why they thought that was putting damage and increasing the base duration at all ranks was really not a good call. They definitely overloaded one of her best abilities. One of her already best abilities, I should say. So that was a little goofy. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. So, reverting a little bit and reducing a little bit of what they did. So, makes sense to me. They don't want to gut her because she's being well. It's not just because she's being reworked. I mean, remodeled. Like, she is, you know, one of the oldest characters in the game, right? She's one of the original characters. They want her to stay relevant at least, you know? They don't want to kill the character. Especially, like, right after they made her relevant. Well, you know, when she was irrelevant for a little while there. And then on her, okay, some good nerfs here. So 5% decrease on his Impale power scaling. I think that makes sense for, like, so that he can't one-shot the wave quite so soon, but he is still capable of putting out a lot of damage if he wants to be aggressive with the Impale. And also Desert Fury, it's 8 spears, right? So 5 off, oh my god, what's math? 40? Yeah, so 40 damage less overall. I think that's a good call. But the power scaling is still really high on this, so it'll still do a lot of damage. Once again, they don't want to gut this character because, you know, he's really exciting to watch. He's a fun character to play. He's not too annoying to play against, you know. So he's one of the more healthy characters in that regard. So they don't want to gut him, but they also don't want him to be too strong. So yeah, I really like these changes. And Set is still relevant. Why? Why is he still relevant? So yeah, they're doing a little bit more to try and take him down a bag. So 10 base damage off at every rank on his 1 is a good call, I think. This is, of course, the base damage, like the initial spear, not counting the spawns of Set that he fires out, which they already nerfed. So nerfing the damage a little bit more, nerf his burst damage, and then to deal a little bit more with his sustained damage, they decreased the physical damage reduction by 5% on his 3. So again, not gutting him, which I think is fair, because he is, again, another exciting character who's fun to play, so they don't want to kill him. But I do think they're finally getting to a point where he might be a little bit less insane now, hopefully. Probably not. But yeah, I mean, you just got to keep chipping away at him if you want him to still be relevant, because he is such an exciting character to watch and play. And then for Sobek, who has recently been in the meta a little bit more, increasing the cooldown on his charge prey. I mean, this does a lot. It makes him a little bit more punishable for because Sobek's insanely tanky, right? So there was times where like he could miss a charge prey and then just like juke around for 15 minutes and then wait for the charge prey to come back up and then dash back out. So increasing the cooldown by 1 second, it hurts him, but it doesn't kill him either. So I think that's a fair way to go. I think they needed to do a little bit more about like just how tanky he is, but you know, yeah, I think this is a fair way to go for now. But I do think a little bit more needs to come off his character. But yeah. Oh wait, they're still using the. I knew something looked off. They're still using the old picture there. Huh. Well, that's the bonus update notes, and you know, some of these changes are great, like the nerf to the Bruiser build, but you know, a few things like Spear of Deso, Tiamat, Sobek, yeah, but those ones I'd like to see a little bit of a harsher change than that. I know they don't want to like kill everything at once and just completely shift the meta over and, you know, piss off the people who really enjoy those characters, even if they are too strong. I get that, but I think they went a little light on a couple of things, but then showed that they're willing to kill some things off too. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but I still think this is a good patch. So what do you guys think about the patch? And thank you guys for watching. Why did I say it like that? That was